Another African country of concern, Sudan. After nearly 2 years of war, more than 12 million people have been driven out of their homes, making it the worst displacement crisis in the world. With Catholics and Christians being regularly targeted there, a recent congressional hearing took a deeper look at the persecution and renewed a global call to action. Once again, we are joined by Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales.
Good evening, Veronica. The civil war in Sudan has received renewed attention after President Donald Trump vowed to secure a peace deal in the African nation following his meeting with the Saudi Crown Prince in November. United States lawmakers from both parties sharply criticized the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, for its alleged role in fueling the war in Sudan, along with other countries.
We cannot turn a blind eye to the UAE's role in supplying weapons that kill innocent Sudanese civilians. Simultaneously, we see the malign influence of Russia seeking a naval base at Port Sudan and reports of Iranian drones bolstering the SAF. Sudan has become a playground for foreign powers while the people serve as collateral damage.
The situation in Sudan continues to escalate between the country's two military factions, the RSF, Rapid Support Forces, and the SAF, Sudanese Armed Forces, each trying to rule with innocent victims caught in the crossfire. Congressman Smith urged President Donald Trump to intervene personally, suggesting he call the United Arab Emirates leadership to demand they stop supplying weapons.
That both the RSF and the SAF have a common enemy in Christians. Christians have been denied food aid and told, unless you leave your Christianity, you will not get any food.
Ranking member Sarah Jacobs joined the condemnation, criticizing the Trump administration for bypassing a congressional hold in May to approve a $1.4 billion arms sales to the UAE, which included helicopters and F-16 fighter jet parts.
To be clear, this criticism is not specific to this administration. I was also critical of the Biden administration's unwillingness to hold the UAE accountable. I believe that the United States needs to use its significant leverage with the UAE to pressure them to finally end their support to the RSF.
In a statement released before the hearing, the UAE embassy in Washington categorically denied the accusations, asserting that there is, quote, no substantiated evidence that the country has provided support to the RSF or any other warring party. Despite these denials, State Department officials face repeated questions during the hearing about why the U.S. has not utilized its leverage to stop the alleged interference. Officials maintain that the U.S. is, quote, exerting all the pressure we can through diplomatic channels. Nicole Weidersheim, Deputy Director at Human Rights Watch, says Congress must do more by bringing new sanctions and humanitarian assistance.
Yeah, there's religious persecution here in the history of this country and the division. There's also just ethnic persecution. One side saying that people aren't Muslim enough in Darfur. These things have all been part of the characteristic of the war, but now you have so many outside actors and states, primarily in the Gulf, who are arming the perpetrators and continuing the fighting, and the civilians are just lost in the mix.
Church leaders have also raised alarms over the conflict. In two appeals last month, Pope Leo XIV urged prayer for the victims of violence in Sudan and even highlighted the persecution of Christians there. At the Capitol, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.